E-A-R-S-O-N. I'm joined by my colleague, Malad Imam. Malad is the lead attorney for the First Amendment lawsuit we filed this morning. And we also have our clients with us, Yasna Bukvich-Bayani and Julie Goodall. And so the way this is going to work today is I'm going to talk to you generally about the Institute for Justice and what we do. Then Malad will talk to you about the First Amendment lawsuit we filed this morning. After that, Yasna will give a brief statement. And of course, when we're all done, we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. The Institute for Justice is the national law firm for liberty. We are the nation's largest libertarian public interest law firm. What that means is that we don't sue for money and we don't charge our clients anything. Instead, we provide pro bono legal representation to individuals whose constitutional rights have been violated. We have 7 offices around the nation, and our headquarters are in Arlington, Virginia. The Institute for Justice, which is often called IJ for short, has been extremely successful over the years. And one reason is because IJ made the decision early on to focus on 4 key areas of constitutional law. Those areas are free speech, property rights, economic liberty, and educational choice. Today we are here to talk about free speech. Specifically, we are here to talk about the First Amendment lawsuit that we filed this morning, challenging North Carolina's ban on Yasna's right as an experienced makeup artist to teach makeup to students who would like to learn from her, like our other client, Julie. And so with that, I would like to turn things over to Malad to tell you more. Malad?
Thank you, Justin. Thank you all so much for coming today. My name is Malad Imam. That's spelled M-I-L-A-D-E-M-A-M. And I'm here to talk to you about a case we filed this morning on behalf of Yasna Bukvich-Bayani and Julie Goodall. Yasna is an expert makeup artist here in Charlotte. She owns her own studio, she's licensed to practice makeup artistry, and she's even appeared on local television twice to share her expertise. Now, she wants to teach others how to apply makeup like her at a makeup school. Unfortunately, North Carolina won't let her. North Carolina has no problem with Yasna applying makeup to someone, yet it has a problem with Yasna teaching others how to apply makeup. Last fall, when Yasna tried opening a makeup school, North Carolina's Board of Cosmetic Art Examiners came and told her she couldn't because she didn't have a license for the school. To get a license, she'd have to satisfy the board's curriculum and equipment requirements. For every hour Yasna spends talking about makeup, North Carolina wants her to spend as many as 5 hours teaching irrelevant material like hair removal and facials. North Carolina also wants her to spend more than $10,000 on unnecessary equipment like wax machines and facial machines, even though she doesn't need or want it. These requirements don't make any sense. It doesn't make sense forcing makeup schools to spend hundreds of hours teaching skills makeup artists won't use. Yasna's students, like Julie Goodall, just want to hear Yasna talk about makeup, but North Carolina wants them to pay for lessons in unrelated subjects. These requirements are also unconstitutional. Under the First Amendment, the government can't require a license just to teach something. And that's why Yasna and Julie have teamed up with the Institute for Justice. With that, I'll turn it over to Yasna.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming and supporting us as well. My name is Yasna Bukvich-Bayani, that's J-A-S-N-A. I'm here because I believe I need to fight for my rights, and not just mine, but for everyone else. There is so many makeup artists, so many skills industry that's overwhelmed with the makeup artistry, and people are just not able to work or teach or learn anything other than what they are forced to at the aesthetic or cosmetology school. So this is really important for me, for everyone that I know, and I believe that this is just a little overlooked, that we should definitely be able to separate it and get the right and be able to teach and learn makeup with each other without investing time and money and energy into something that doesn't even connect or relate to a subject.
Okay, thank you everybody, and like I said earlier, we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yasna, will you tell us a little bit about why you chose to get into your profession, what something that you value about it, and why you think it's important to pass those skills on to others?
Absolutely, makeup industry, it's very rewarding industry. People are always happy. Women love to feel and look, they're great. It's something that you can do if you don't have a job, you can do it on the side. If you want to do it as a hobby, if you just want to learn it on your own, so there's no limit to it. And it's a very rewarding job.
So why do you want to teach others? Why don't you just want to keep just doing it yourself? Why do you think it's important to give to the community?
We have so many interests and so many people that are wanting to learn, because the only way for you to learn here in the States is if you are attending a static or a cosmetology school, which requires you to take about 600 hours, even though after you finish you haven't learned anything about makeup. So there's a big lack of education on that part, and most talented freelance makeup artists have taught themselves, and we just have a ton of interest and need for that.
These days, I guess anybody can answer this question, but these days anybody can just start a YouTube channel and start teaching makeup. Do
Exactly.
you feel like there's a disconnect between, what I can go jump on the internet right now and do versus what Yasna can do right now? in the
Absolutely,
States?
there is definitely a disconnect there. People are teaching makeup on YouTubes and videos and Snapchats and showing how to do everything. However, you're just not, for some reason, legally able to have a school, to have a proper school where you can teach in depth of what it takes for you to be a makeup artist.
I was just going to add, I guess when this information first came to you, I guess just your feelings, just how disappointing were you to find out that, wait, hang on, I got to maybe go back and do some more. Just how disappointing was that for you?
It was very disappointing. I was in the process of opening my school and had interest in students lined up, just about 6 within maybe a month. We had a huge amount of people interested, and then when the inspector came in and told us that we just can't do that, there's no way to go around it. The only thing I can do is open up a cosmetology school, which, if you know, that's doing hair, or aesthetic, which is doing facials. Neither one of them have anything to do with makeup artistry. So it was devastating, definitely.
How many additional hours were you expected to have to do? Because you'd already done 600, right?
Right.
So how many additional were they saying you'd have to have?
So there wouldn't be any additional hours. If I wanted to teach makeup, makeup is covered, and it's few hours within those 600 hours. So you do learn very basics in a cosmetology or aesthetic school, but it's not covered as much as it should be.
Yeah, maybe I can clarify.
Yeah.
It's not that Yasna would have to get more training for herself. It's that she wasn't allowed to teach anyone like Julie unless she spent 5 hours teaching Julie something else for every hour she spent teaching makeup. But Julie doesn't want to learn about other stuff here, like hair removal. She just wants to learn about makeup. And for someone like Julie, she shouldn't have to spend 500 hours in school learning about stuff she doesn't want to learn about just to learn a little bit about makeup, which is what she wants to learn about. And that's what
Julie, were you willing to speak? Want to speak?
I mean, basically, they just covered everything that you actually had said something about YouTube, and that was one point that I wanted to bring up as well. Is that what's the difference between? Oh, yeah, just kidding. That's exactly what I want. What you touched on was, I want to know the difference between pulling up YouTube and them teaching you how to put your eyeshadow on, whereas she can't even tell me right now, hey, this is where you put your eyeshadow and your mascara. And so, I mean, I just think it's ridiculous.
I mean, and you're a mom, and you have
Yeah.
another one on the way.
Yes.
Do you have time to waste on subjects that you're not interested in?
No, I mean, I really could care less about how to extract, stuff from your skin and, how to flip your hair a different way and things like that. I that's not what I'm interested in. I just want to learn about makeup and how to better apply it. So,
Mr. Ramon,
Yes.
this is bigger than makeup. Can you kind of touch on that?
You're absolutely right. This is bigger than makeup. We're filing this lawsuit to vindicate a principle that under the First Amendment, the government can't require a license just to teach something, including makeup artistry.
So is that true for school teachers as well? I mean, can they say you have to have a license to teach English, or how does that work if you take it and extrapolate it to other professions, for example?
Yes, so the Constitution generally protects people's right to speak for a living. That's true whether they're authors, journalists, or teachers, including teachers of makeup artistry.
Plus, I guess, best you can, I guess, kind of walk me through like the next step of what you guys are waiting for. What is it, a timetable you guys are hoping that? What's next?
Yeah, so we filed today our complaint to launch lawsuit, and we will soon file our motion for preliminary injunction. All that means is that while the lawsuit is going on, Yasna would have the ability to open